Very good evening to Dr. Suhaida. So this is my assignment one, Bridging the Digital Divide, a policy brief on financial management challenges in implementing digital learning within Malaysian school. As we all know, the Ministry of Education have introduced Dasar Pendidikan Digital (DPT) since 2023, and the main aims is to produce a generation which is digital fluent, enhance teachers' competency, and integrate the digital technology such as artificial intelligence (AI) into the national curriculum. Even though the Telima platform was upgraded by the government from 1.0 to 2.0, yet the school still face challenges in deploying advanced hardware such as high-spec laptops, tablets, stable and fast Wi-Fi connections, smart TVs, and many more. So the financial model in Malaysia is actually buying by capex and also opex, whereby capex is mainly for buying, purchasing all the hardwares, while opex is paying utilities bills, maintenance, Wi-Fi's, and everything. So this financial model actually create a fragment ecosystem that disproportionate affects B40 household and also rural communities. So after reading a lot of articles, we found out that the funding sources for government is actually very limited, whereby bantuan per capita (PCG) is given according to the sample size of the students. For example, if the students have bigger size of students means the PCG will be higher, but for all the rural school or we call as SKM, it will be much more lesser compared to the big school. So because of lack of money, so most of the school have to depends on PIBG contributions and also CSR partnerships. For urban area actually is no problem, but for rural area actually the community social economics is quite low in rural area, so it's very struggling for the rural area to get enough funding resources from the parents. So most of the CSR partnership they are actually prefer to do the CSR programs with all the schools nearby them, and most of the CSR partnerships will is concentrate in economic zones like Klang Valley, Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya, Cyberjaya, or Penang. So this leaving the interior part, which we know as urban area, was unsupported. For the allocation and also obsolescences, actually assets is rapidly will be broken because most of them can only survive for 3 to 5 years. So the millions are spent on buying bulk highway and distribute to the school, but with inadequate electrical grounding or internet backbones by the school. So this causes all the devices are actually having zero value because some of it was broken and it was stored in the storerooms due to minor faults. Uh, and besides that, there is no IT support in rural school area because of lack of budgets to hire local dedicated IT technicians to fix the devices. So over here, we can look at the value for money framework, which is economy, efficiency, and also effectiveness. For the economy, it is actually minimizing resource costs while maintaining the quality, whereby the bulk procurement is successful for lowest per unit purchase cost. But the efficiencies here, 70% of educators actually report inadequate trainings for integration. So most of the teachers are actually unable to transform these input into the pedagogical output. And for the effectiveness, actually we are achieving for policy outcomes, but some of the rural area school there are persistent blackouts which prevent all the rural areas from accessing the platform, whereby when the school have money they are able to access, but when the school are at lack of money or maybe most of the devices break out or Wi-Fi connections is not stable, means these rural area students are unable to have digital classes. So there are impacts on educational pillars, which are equity and access. Like what I said just now, the students in rural area will face digital blackouts, while instructional quality will actually affected because sometimes teachers are trying to apply pedagogy suitable pedagogical digital tools, but because of lack of internet or because of lack of funding, so teachers can only use basic PowerPoint. So here, students are unable to think with high order thinking skills by using all the digital devices. So in order to resolve this, we have a few recommendations. So the first one is device as a service model, whereby the government can switch the capex purchase into renting all the devices from certain or specific company, so that these private vendors, they will handle all about the maintenance, software updates, or all the hardware replacement. So government doesn't have to fund a lot of money. Instead, they pay for their services. So the second one is actually reforming PCG, whereby um, in PCG, we can introduce a ring fence maintenance fund in annual disbursement, especially to the rural areas teachers. So rural area and also SKM school, maybe they can receive much more higher money from the government, so that they won't need to depends much more on CSR and also PIBG. So next one is giving autonomy to the principals, so that they can address and urgent technical issues without central delays. The third recommendation here is co-financing, whereby the government will try to match funding micro grants for every 1 ringgit they raise via the alumni. The MOE will match it with suitable company to fund the school and use corporate tax incentive funds. So for those schools which support certain schools or any school in rural area, they will be giving tax incentive to the corporate. And lastly is about the financial entrepreneurship, whereby school leaders are trained to build relationship with outdoors, locals, industry for targeted innovation projects. They can look for any corporate which are going to do projects in their school, and they will try to ask them to sponsor for sponsorships while doing their projects. So I hope my recommendations and also all the issues here will be able to help everyone to identify. Actually, there's a very big gap for digital educations among urban and also rural areas. So that's all from me for today. Thank you.